It's been over 6 hours now since the world has been crippled by a massive Microsoft outage like nothing we've ever seen before. Global services, as a result, has come to a grinding halt. Domestic, international flight operations have been hit globally, luckily not in India, but globally, banking services, payments have been impacted. Also, media networks have completely shut off, going completely off the air for the last 6 hours and counting. Microsoft at this point in their latest statement said that we're working on a resolution, but they haven't really given clarity just yet of how much time it could actually take for normalcy to return. You can only imagine the level of losses being reported across the world right now. In India, we are seeing the impact largely on flights, but globally, it's extremely overwhelming to see what's playing out right now. Ayush Elavadi, our tech editor from Business Today TV, is joining us on this broadcast. Ayush, 6 hours and counting. Who would have thought it would take this long for, the cybersecurity vendor of Microsoft to fix their bug? Does it look like we could expect a solution anytime now? Because like I said, we cannot even begin to imagine what an impact this is having globally and the kind of losses it's reporting.
Absolutely, Akshita. Very, very unfortunate series of events that unfolded. But just to clarify a couple of things, we reached out to Microsoft and CrowdStrike to just figure out what really happened. And in this case, Microsoft said that they are aware of an issue that is affecting Windows devices because of a third-party software, which is Falcon Sensor software. Now, who came up with this software? It's a cybersecurity firm called CrowdStrike. And CrowdStrike also issued a statement. And that statement essentially said that, yes, we know this is impacting Windows devices. Their CEO said this actually, George Kurtz, president and CEO at CrowdStrike. And he said that Mac and Linux devices are not being impacted. But he wanted to clarify that this is not a security incident or a cyber attack. It is only a system update failure. Now, it all started, Akshita, early on in the day, in the wee hours of Friday morning for us, when this update was sent out onto Windows devices. So that's the real connection with CrowdStrike and Windows, that they chose to roll out this update to Windows devices. And after that, all hell broke loose. And yes, this has brought systems to a standstill all around the world. The only real question is, what was plan B all along? CrowdStrike issued a fix, which was quite simple. So it's the IT teams that have gone in overdrive. But what about the legal implications? Who's liable for all the damage that's been caused, for the billions of dollars that are lost in the bargain?
And I think to really understand what kind of losses we're talking about, it's going to take a couple of days at least to figure that out. Ayush, speaking about what's really happening right now in India, look, globally, we're looking at banking services taking a hit, payments being completely halted, transport networks have completely crashed, coming to a halt right now. In India, largely, the impact is being felt at airports, ground services in airports being hit. But beyond that, the SBI, the NSE, they've all issued statements saying, look, we're doing okay, we've not been hit by this outage. Explain that for us. How is it that India hasn't been affected as badly as in America or a UK?
Well, Akshita, that's a very interesting question, which would require some deeper introspection. But at first analysis, what I can tell you is that this CrowdStrike solution, this cybersecurity solution, in simple terms, is like an antivirus software. Right now, whoever's using some version of this antivirus software has been impacted, that too with a Windows device. Now, other reasons could be that maybe they were using a different cloud solution provider here in India. Maybe we had leveraged our risk. And like I said, it's not just Microsoft who offers these cloud solutions. It could have been maybe we're using Google or Amazon Web Services. It could also be that we have very cogent, strong cybersecurity solutions in place, which are other alternatives to CrowdStrike. So there are a bunch of reasons. And look, we are tech savvy, and we've discussed this previously through the course of the day with our reportage here at India Today, that at the end of the day, we've seen how resilient we are as a people as well. There were manual boarding, handwritten boarding passes being printed, even here at all our top airports. I mean, look at the inventory we're dealing with at Delhi and Mumbai, and still we managed to do it. So I think that there is frugal innovation involved over there as well, because it's not, we are impacted. It's just that we find solutions in frugal and more innovative ways.
I think hat tip to the personnel to immediately figure out how to address this crisis. Yes, we're seeing delays. Yes, we're seeing cancellations. But look, compare it to what's happening globally, where most countries have grounded their flights. We're still ensuring that to some extent there is normalcy, that passengers don't face that kind of a crippling situation. So in that sense, India's faring much better and also dealing with this crisis perhaps much better than several other countries are. Fortunately, we haven't seen the kind of mega mass impact also that other countries, at least some of the countries, are seeing.